Here we are then, waiting for the green light to get qualifying underway for the British Grand Prix. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Mir, Perez and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line.
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such as the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Mir. They come into this race with a healthy championship lead. I don't want to say the title race is over, but surely it's going to take something special or catastrophic to change the outcome at this point.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, Crofty. Yes, it looks like a big lead, but all it takes is a locked break into turn one, a sticky wheel nut in the pit stop, and that could all get turned on its head. You can never discount one more sting in the tail.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole position today, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Verstappen, Albon, Ricciardo, Weber and Nico Hülkenberg, Mir, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel and Sainz, Bottas, Grosjean, Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly. Raikkonen and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, this is the team's home race. We're all relying on you to impress today. Position. somewhere on the ICE, be aware that we will start to see a loss of power. limits on the MGU-H, the power unit is going to be more prone to overheating. Strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed. Are you all right? Engine off, engine off. Has just made a move for first place. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. The difference is 19.1 seconds. They're on fresh softs. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 38.6. Brings you up the place. Box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Green flag. this lap. Times are falling off. We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box. Complete, go now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. The gap is 14.7 seconds. They're on fresh softs. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:38.1. The gap to the car ahead is 3.5 seconds. Sergio is in for his stop. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. top 10. Gap to car in front is 1.6 seconds. Our teammate by 13.1 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Engine wear is looking significant now. Performance will be affected. Was reckless. We're lucky not to have been penalised. Okay, clear. race. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Mia increases their championship lead. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, there's no question in my mind, it has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault? You had a pretty close finish with Lucas. Would you say things between you and your rival got a bit heated today? Appreciate your time.
Commiserations on that result. It's been a tough weekend.
Welcome back to qualifying, where we're waiting for the lights to turn green in the pit lane to signify the start of the session here at the Hockenheim Ring for this weekend's German Grand Prix. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
It's a bit disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Hamilton, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
there's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. With average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour, the Hockenheim Ring is a quick circuit with a lap distance of 2.8 miles, around 17 corners. The main DRS zone through Parabolica leads into the hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now, let's have a chat about Robert Kubica. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Ricciardo, Alexander Albon and Perez, Bottas, Weber, Hülkenberg and Lando Norris, Russell, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen and Vettel, Gasly, Stroll, Roman Grosjean and Mir, Raikkonen and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
You're lower on the grid than we wanted. See to it that we improve throughout the race. That's a good start. Keep it up. Green flag. Okay, we have an issue with the control electronics box. That's going to do additional damage to all other power unit components. Reached a worrying level of wear on the internal combustion engine. Let's try and keep the revs down. Early upshifts, later downshifts. DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Strategy is available on the MFD. You've got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Understood, copy that. Data is looking positive so far. We think there's plenty of life left in these for the moment. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. performance will be affected. Sergio is in the pits. Seconds separate us and the car behind. 4 seconds. Has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre. Great pass. Okay, you need to give that position back. That's a new fastest lap for the race. Gap to teammate behind is 4.9 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. About that one. That was an excellent drive.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Mia increases their championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to give it to Mia. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Renault's lead continues to grow at the head of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. There was quite a lot of contact today, wasn't there? Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out? Great. Well, that's everything.
great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
We hope you're looking forward to today's qualifying in Hungary as much as we are. We think it's going to be a cracker. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Mir, Perez and George Russell. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.